Imagine all the predictions come true. Wintertime hits, we have blackouts, gas shortage, food shortage, all at one time. People have nowhere to heat, no food, no gas, and they're sick from monkeypox all at once. It's coming. Since there's so much confusion, I'm going to explain this map. This is what happens after the military takes over. So the reasons why you see certain states certain ways are because they would start at a central point and work their ways out tactically. Zombies are going to move in a horde style year by year. So yeah, it is true that the New York City Emergency Management is now telling New Yorkers to have a go bag and be ready to evacuate. Just 2 weeks after releasing a public service announcement telling New Yorkers what to do if a nuclear bomb hits the city. They even got a whole prep list for people just in case something happens. Look at this shit. There's a lot of news sources finally picking up on this, and they're saying this haven't happened since the 1960s. So today, we could talk about the nuclear threats that they might be worried about. Now, the one thing is, there's a huge rumor going around New York that there's a dirty bomb there, that the Pentagon and White House was secretly searching for this dirty bomb. That was one of the original reasons why people thought they put out the PSA. So the next one is Russia's Navy's largest massive submarine that could set the stage for a new Cold War. Y'all remember the nuclear torpedo that can literally cause a 100 megaton explosion and a 500-meter tsunami? As you can see right here, this is a demonstration.
Взрыв этой термоядерной торпеды у берегов Британии поднимет гигантскую волну цунами высотой до 500 лет. Такой водяной шквал является еще и носителем экстремальных.
Yeah, it will be bad for New Yorkers and a lot of people on the East Coast. The other one is Russia's new Satan II missile, which can wipe out the UK, France, or Texas in one go. They also claim it only takes 4 of these nuclear missiles to wipe out the United States. And as you can imagine, they have a video on that too.
Unveiling a new intercontinental ballistic missile powered by a nuclear engine, which he claims renders defense systems useless. Putin, who's up for re-election, saying the new missile can deliver a nuclear attack anywhere in the world, adding the ICBM is powerful and modern, and defense systems will not be able to withstand it. Missile defenses will be useless against it. ABC News reporting the missile has been in development for several years. Yet, as some have pointed out, the animation appears to show the missile striking Florida.
The last thing on my list is Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. I think that China could also do a nuclear strike on the United States as they possess similar weapons to Russia's hypersonics, as we're in a hypersonic arms race. Anyways, what do you guys think? So to all TikTokers that's been following me for a long time, does this look familiar? Nuclear radiation warning sign put up in New Jersey Mall just after New York City warned about being nuked. I've had this sign on my TikTok for the last month, and it gives you instructions on what to do if you're contaminated with radiation. As you can see right here, now people are noticing it because New York put out the warning to citizens on what to do in a nuclear attack. They're not doing this for no reason, as the White House is just ignoring it. Hopefully people wake up before it's too late.
All right, I want to start off by saying Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharushai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharushai. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yaharushai. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yaharushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, our great millstone that told me this doctrine in truth and sincerity. Shalom to elect. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, which means He is or He exists. Ba'ashem, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We know His name to be Yaharushai, which means He is the deliverer, He is the Savior for the Hebrew Israelites on the pedigree of your father. Ba'ashem, in the name of the Ruach HaKodesh, which means the Holy Spirit, that's able to give us this knowledge, wisdom, understanding of who we are, which are the true Hebrew Israelites. If you're so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, or of the speckled bird, looking like the other nations, and your spirit bear witness with this doctrine, you could be one elect. Shalom. We've been discontinued from our heritage because we went off following after false gods and false idols, not following the law, statute, commandments that was given to us by our forefathers. And because of those offenses, we were set into captivity. But through Yaharushai HaMashiach, being that perfect lamb, being that perfect sacrifice, through this word, through these scriptures, we would be able to have, prophets, pastors of his own heart to be able to come back and be able to wake up as elect, to wake up the prophets, through these scriptures, and be able to give them comfort in these times that we're in. Because as you see, our oppressor Esau means wasted away is, okay, and they are the biblical Edomites. The white man, that's their nationality, is being an Edomite, okay, is waging war on the people because he knows that he has but a short time. Okay, and these are your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, your banksters, your elites, the ones that are in control of the whole world. They have the fatness of the earth, and they control it with the great sword. The great sword comes down to, has many different teeth. Okay, you have the physical sword, you have their hypersonic missiles, you have your tanks. Okay, and also what do you have? You have the deception. Those are two mannerisms of the wicked, of Esau, Edom, the white man, right? Is either he wants to deceive you or he wants to kill you. Okay, and when he's putting out these alerts, letting you know that there's going to be that there could be possibly a nuclear attack, or to gear up for to have these go bags and things like that. What he's doing is pushing fear mongering. Okay, now the men of the Lord know that these things are going to happen. There's going to be a time of tribulation like never before. Okay, but what they're doing with the people that are just in the world, okay, is they're pushing forth fear mongering, them to go panic buying and to go buy all these things. Meanwhile, they're already watching what people are buying, through their credit cards, through these cameras, okay, and all these things, right? And they know that only these elites, they know that only the elect is really going to have protection. Okay, the rest of the world are just going to get caught up, and what they're doing is they're going through, panic buying, fear mongering, and that's what I'm going to gear this around. I just saw, the main one was that go bag that they put, far as the list. I'm gonna go back into that video a little bit, but I want to touch on, just through the scriptures, because it was speaking about Operation Dark Winter, okay, and that's actually in the scriptures. That has happened before, okay, but it's related to today, because again they have these heating centers, which when they hit it with the EMP, okay, or these blackouts, okay, you're not going to have no power, and you're going to have to go to these people that when you don't have heat, you're going to start going to these certain camps that they have, these internment camps, okay, but they call them heating centers, okay, for what? Heat, okay. And then now in the winter they have cooling centers for people that when this heat wave, because it's been on fire in different over there in Europe, it's on fire, okay, in other parts of Babylon the Great, they're having a heat wave. So people that have been hit, because there's roaming blackouts, they're going to these places, and meanwhile, it tells you never to trust that enemy, for like iron is rusted, so is his wickedness. And they're gonna start to, when you go to these places, they're gonna say, hey, do you have your mandate? Do you have your green card? Do you have your hot sauce? Have you, you know what I mean? And they're gonna start inquiring every single time that you go, and more that the resources dry up, far as the food, jobs, and these prices increase. Okay, people are going to start being more reliant on the modern day Egyptian, which is Esau, Edom, okay, which he's referred to as the modern day Pharaoh. Okay, and back in Egypt, the modern day Pharaoh, his heart was hardened. He didn't want to let the Israelites go, and the Lord sent forth 10 plagues to destroy Egypt, and he's going to do it again, but this time he's not going to save all Israel. Only 1/3 elect is going to be able to have the understanding to be able to come back to the Lord. 2/3 of our people are going to get caught up and trusting in Esau, Edom, the white man, and his wiles and his tricks. So this is Matthew 24:20. But pray that your flight be not into winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Okay, why is the winter so bad? As far as on the California, it's not that bad. Mostly in Southern California, it's not that bad because it doesn't get that cold. But on the East Coast and even Northern California, and especially in Midwest, okay, these places get very cold, right? And what happens? You can be able to freeze to death, hypothermia, okay? And also these devils, they have heart machines where they can be able to turn up the heat, make it cold, make it rain, all these different things. they have this, and ultimately it's a judgment from Yahweh Shem Shai, because he's the one that's in control. Okay, and what did they say? They said Operation Dark Winter. Okay, so they have these certain these projects, these inventions, okay, that they do to be able to test on the people, right? Just like they have Operation Garden Plot, they have Operation Hot Musket, they have the King Alfred plan, they have Rex 84, okay, they have Project Megiddo, they had Operation Paperclip. All these things are geared around how they can either be able to bring in their New World Order, to control the people, to bring in ultimate rulership. Because everything, when you're in rulership, you want slaves. You don't want people telling you what to do. Okay, and this alternative networks, this Instagram, this TikTok, Facebook, starting with the prophets, the true men of the Lord, okay, are exposing this devil for what he's doing, and they don't like it. So what do they want to do? They want to what? Depopulate those that have a saying in anything. Okay, and so let me read it again. Matthew 24:20. But pray that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for there shall be great tribulation, as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. So again, Daniel 12:1 speaks about a time of trouble like never before. And also Acts 14:22 says, through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom. Because the Lord is visiting, starting with Babylon the Great, which Babylon means confusion and America means bitter, and these other parts of the world, because the iniquities have reached the heavens. Okay, the sins, let me get a couple scriptures on that. And the Lord said that he would visit the third, fourth generation of those that hate him. So through Esau Edom pushing forth his vibration of being adverse to the Lord, these people have to get punished, because what? They're engaged in man on man, woman on woman. They're engaged in transformer mentality. They're engaged in pedophilia. Okay, they're engaged in white Jesus, Roman Catholicism. They're engaged in Christianity, Pan-Africanism, Jehovah Witness, Pentecost, all these different things. And these are all abominations to the Lord, because the Lord, that was the number one thing, was that our Lord is a jealous God. Okay, and when we went all following after these other gods, that's when the Lord destroyed us. But if we stayed with the Lord, and Deuteronomy 28 speaks about these curses, and if we stayed with the Lord, that we would be able to have everything. But because we didn't, we went the opposite way. Ultimately, it was planned in the movie for us to go off, so we can be able to understand, what wickedness is, to be able to come back to righteousness, and to be able to spiritually discern, good and evil. Okay, so real quick, this is Isaiah 14. Let's see. No, it's actually in 14. I was correct. Or 13, Slakia. Yeah, so Isaiah 13:11, I will punish the world for their evil and their wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Okay, and that's what the Lord's doing. He's visiting these places, visiting these, visiting these people through what? His judgment, through what the prophets given the warning, giving the warning, and ultimately cutting this place asunder. Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me, before the old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and evil and pestilence. So that's what we're seeing right now. You're seeing the evils, right? Which evil goes into bad times. Okay, people are losing their jobs. People don't have food. You have going into hyperinflation. You have people waxing colder and colder. You have the pestilence, as far as the monkey business. Okay, you have the hot sauce that came out a couple years ago. They bring all the people that took the hot sauce. That's going to lead to Moorburg's juice, which is ultimately the zombie apocalypse, as the guy was saying. As far as the places, right, that are going to be have the most people, and that's mostly going to be the biggest cities. Because what are they doing? They also have where they want to bring people to these cities because it's easier to be able to be able to pick them up. Okay. And these devils are waging war on what? The people. And the Lord has his eyes set upon this place, the sinful kingdom, through the messengers that he sent. Amos 9:8, behold, the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Ashai are upon the sinful kingdom. I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said Yahweh. So the Lord's eyes are privily set on starting with Babylon the Great, because Babylon the Great is what pushes forth all the abominations, pushes forth a lot of the legislation. And the Lord has sent what his prophets, which are actually the messengers, okay, in celestial bodies, which is in the flesh, and then you have celestial bodies, which is in the spirit world. And they have both the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai, bringing forth prophecy, which prophecy means to forecast the judgments that are happening. And right now you're seeing judgment on this place, starting with the inside of this of Babylon the Great getting destroyed through their economy, the people waxing colder, and then the outside is going to destroy it with those Poseidon weapons, which is a torpedo that can create a tsunami wave that will destroy this place for 100 years. There will never be no captivity for 100 years. Okay, as far as the dialogues that they have, the examples, the depictions of what this capability they could do. Okay. And also what you have the Satan 2 that can be able to destroy a place the size of Texas. Okay, and the eyes are set on this place, and the eyes go into what Yahweh Shema Shai is sending forth his judgment. Okay, through the plagues, he will draw nigh and visit this place. Proverbs 15:3, the eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding evil and good. Yeah, so the Lord is in every place, beholding good and evil. That black horse, and what he has right now is this devil bringing forth that great sword. Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat therein to take peace from the earth, and they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So that horse symbolizes power. Okay, the red symbolizes Esau, Edom. Okay, going back to Genesis 25 when he had the red pottage. Okay, and then also red and hairy garment all over him, being translucent. Going back to Cain being marked with leprosy. Okay, because of him killing his brother Abel. And Cain is the wicked, and Esau, Edom's coming in that same spirit. And that is the so-called white man of this world today. Okay? He's taking peace from the earth, pushing forth fear-mongering, pushing forth anxiety on the people. And there's going to be a lot of perplexity. Okay? Because he was meant to do that. A great sword. Again, a great sword comes in. He can come through his media, which media means which is nothing but enchantments on the people. They control the media. Okay? That goes back to Adam Weishaupt, which was a Freemason, the Illuminati, which is on the back of your dollar bill, where the Rothschilds, which are the Edomites, paid Adam Weishaupt to be able to, devise a plan on how they can be able to have a new world order, a Novus Ordo Seclorum, El Pluribus Unum, which is El Pluribus Unum means one of many. They want you to worship their beast system, which is through their technology, which is the charagma in your forehead and in your hand. Okay, which is something that's physical that they want to implant into you. Okay, and they can be able to read your carbon footprint. You have your green card, have your driver's license, have who you hung out with, all these linked into their smart cities through the 5G, 6G towers. Okay. It says 5, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see, I behold, lo, a black horse. And that black horse symbolizes being oppressed, symbolizes slavery, symbolizes Esau, Edom over us, because we have to go to him for the want of all things, for food, for water, for shelter. And what is this devil doing? He's cutting off the bread. He's cutting off the water. He's cutting off, being a slave, cutting off people's work, right? And that's going to create order out of chaos, Hegelian dialect, okay, which is pressure from below, pressure from above, problem, action, solution. And he sat on him, had a pair of balances in his hand. So the Lord is bringing forth that black horse to weigh out righteousness and to weigh out wickedness. Okay? And we're praying that we're of the hopeful elect to be part of what the tabernacle of David, that we don't get caught up in the said perils. Right? So I want to get a couple definitions. Okay, and their whole thing is to what? Divide and conquer. And by these, you have the people that wear the mask and the people that don't wear the mask. You have the people that are for that are for this word, that are for Yahawashi, and then you have people that are just playing around with Yahawashi, and they're going to get destroyed. As far as they're playing around with the doctrine, having their lust of the world, okay, and they're not calling on the true name. They're not also not putting in the work. Far as in the videos, you're not going on the highways and the byways. You're leading the flock astray, okay. And the Lord is a man of war, so He's the one that's devising what good and evil, and they're all obedient to Yahweh Shem Shai. Divide and conquer. So Esau uses the same tactics to divide and conquer people, creating division, where these devils are able to sit in the background and just watch in the lurking places, seeking who they may devour. Okay, whoever doesn't have that protection. Divide and conquer, the policy of maintaining control over one's subordinates or opponents by encouraging dissent between them, thereby preventing them from uniting in opposition. So again, when like the men of the Lord, starting with the head apostles at Great Millstone and the men on down, are uniting through this word, okay, standing in that exceeding great army through Yahawashi, being that physician, healing his people, because we were spiritually dead from the neck up. Okay, they get scared of that. That's that dreadful sound in his ear. And they know that they have but a short time, so they have to come out with all these different tactics. Okay, because you have the climate change lockdown that they're going to be enforcing, and now you have the monkey business lockdown that's going to be enforcing. Okay, and also you got these warnings as far as these PSAs, as far as a nuclear attack, which ultimately is going to lead to them doing a psyop. Okay, just like they did with the towers over there in New York. And this is going to create division. This is going to create where people don't want to be around each other. Far as if you don't have that hot sauce or that jump shot, you're not going to be able to be apart. And that's showing you division, because the Lord is cutting asunder with this word. Whether you're righteous, you're going to follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, or you're going to go forth being wicked. Okay, those two balances, in the black horse's hand, right? Sorry, not that. Yeah, this one right here, Hegelian dialect, problem, reaction, solution. Okay, it's better to understand the New World Order strategy behind the crisis we experience. It is important that you first understand problem, reaction, solution. A thesis giving rise to its reaction. So again, the go bags. Oh, okay, we got to get this. We got to get this. And what do? You're buying stuff that is really not going to protect you. Now, there's nothing wrong with having things to be able to survive, but trusting in that is another thing. Like these preppers, they're trusting in their resources when you don't know where you're going to be at when those things come. Okay, when the true tribulation comes. Okay, because again, the Lord's going to come like a thief in the night, and only Yahweh knows the time when Yahawashi is going to truly come, when all these things are just going to fall. Now, we know that we're close through measuring the time diligently, but no one knows the true time. And you don't know when you're actually going to be in adversity and where you're going to be at when they have an EMP, when they have these, when Esau Edom comes in like a flood. So you have to trust in the Lord. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with having one of those go bags. I have one. I have stuff set up just in case, because it says be like a pilgrim. And also our Lord Yahawashi was like was a pilgrim, basically. Okay, because he said in Matthew, the foxes have holes, the foxes have holes, the birds have nests, but the Son of Man, which is Yahawashi, has no place of rest. He has no home. Okay, and that's the same way that we're gonna have to be in the times that we're headed into. Also speaks about that again. Be ye as a pilgrim. Okay, and that goes into letting go of the things in this world that are holding you back from this truth. If you're not able to do videos, there's something going on. If you're not able to go on the highways and the byways, there's something going on. The Lord is either giving you the warning, or he's just not supping with you and you're going the opposite way. Okay. 2, an antithesis which contradicts or negates the thesis. Yeah, so that's what they're doing. They have a problem. Okay, people start reacting, like the monkey business. Okay, the climate change, people start reacting, and then here they go with the solution. For instance, whenever that there's nachos, and I'm just saying this is a dark parable. Okay, whenever that there's there's nachos around, or you want some nachos, here they come with the hot sauce. They come right with that hot sauce. you know, and they have it all set up, billions of hot sauces, just randomly. That's that problem, reaction, solution, right? 3, the intention between the two being resolved by means of synthesis. So again, what's going to happen, and what that happens is they're offering forth death and hell. As I'm going to bring back out, let's see, as it speaks about in the same chapter. This is Revelation 6. We'll skip down that. Yeah, 8. And look, behold, a pale horse, and his name sat on him was Death. Okay, that pale horse is Esau Edom, and he's known as Death. Habakkuk 2 and 5. And hell is a condition played out on earth. And again, when you don't have food, you don't have water, you don't have lights, you don't have shelter, there's going to be utter chaos. There's going to be ravaging of women. Okay, children are going to be killed. There's going to be cannibalism. Okay, fall with him, and power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Yep. So these are the things that we're headed into, a time of what? Jacob's trouble. Okay, because that's first who they're going to go to, the ghettos and the vadios and the reservations, to kill our people, because those are the number one people they want to exterminate. Why? Because we are so close to Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, we are the Lord's people. We are the apple of his eye. Okay, so going back into it to see, I want to go into a couple definitions. All right, so I want to go in first. I want to go into the meaning of fear-mongering. Because when these devils, they're not, I mean, they're going to give you the warning, and they're going to say, hey, we told you so, okay? But who's devising it? Who's bringing forth that? Who's doing these things? This is him, okay? Problem, reaction, solution.
Fear-mongering.
Okay, fear-mongering. It says the action of deliberately arousing public fear or alarm about a particular issue. So these things are created so they can be able to ultimately put the people in a National Emergency Act, which we're already in. We're in the Federal Emergency Management Act, which Pedo Joe signed over, and the National Emergency signed over his rights to what? The Federal Reserve. That's why you have these FEMA camps in 10 parts of the world. That's why you have these coffins and these body bags that are bought at a mass amount from FEMA. FEMA has bought over 1 billion bullets. Okay, IRS has bought over 1 million bullets. Okay, they want to be able to bring you these internment camps, call you a health risk, and if you don't comply, okay, then they're gonna shut you down. Basically, they have these smart guillotines, and there's gonna be mass torture. Okay, yeah, deliberately. Okay, and deliberately, let's get that word. Deliberately. It says consciously, intentionally, on purpose. Yeah, so they're doing this on purpose. They're consciously doing it intentionally. Let's get this word. Yeah, okay. In cold blood, and that's Esau, without feeling or mercy, ruthlessly. That's who Esau Edom is. Okay, he is the wicked that it speaks about in the scriptures that taken peace from the earth. Wantonly, yeah, in deliberate, unprovoked way. Yeah, so again, people are not doing nothing, they're just in the world. But again, that's how the Lord judges, through using Esau Edom, which is that hammer, which is that that hammer, that club that hits our people upon the head, because they don't want to listen. In careful, unhurried way. So deliberately, they're deliberately doing these things. Okay, there's a little bit more. Oh, no, that's it. Okay, so that's fear mongering. Now let's get another one. This is think tanks. Think tank, a body of experts providing advice and ideas specific political or economic problems. Why would they need a body of experts to wage war on the people? Why do they have the CDC? Okay, the Controlled Disease Center. Why do they have that? Okay, because of this time that we're headed into now, to take peace from the earth. Okay. Let's get this word psyop. It says a psychological warfare or basic aspects of modern psychological operations have been known by the other names. Let's see. Psychological warfare involves the planned use of propaganda and use of psychological It says operations to influence the opinions, emotions, attitudes, and behavior of the group. So again, they're waging war on the people. And they have military soldiers, these National Guards, that are going to be they're going to be going into martial law because they already signed over a legislation to give all power to the president, Pedo Joe, okay, which is the HR 4350, HR 4350, okay, which gives all rule where they don't have to go through the state or the Senate, okay. They don't have to go through the state or Senate. They can be able to that's what Operation Hot Musket is. They can legally go in and execute people, and they don't have to. They're not going to have to answer for anything. Okay, and woe unto you that don't believe. You know, if you don't believe these things are happening, they're happening right now. They're showing you. They're telling you. Okay, that's why they want to shut down the internet, shut down the tower, and it's all through what? Propaganda.
Propaganda.
Because they control Operation Mockingbird. They control the media. They control Fox. They control NBC. They control ABC. Okay, they control Facebook. They control Instagram. I think the only one that they don't control is TikTok, which comes from China, or you know over there, right? But they all have one agenda to what? Depopulate the earth and have everyone karagman up because they think that they're next, right? It says propaganda, information, especially a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. Okay, and what's their point of view? You will owe nothing and be happy. Take this device, and you could be a good slave. Okay, you can you're gonna always be healthy, and you could always be a slave, right? And they're what? Advertisement. Yeah, a notice of announcement in a public medium. What is a medium? Medium goes back to median, which goes back to witchcraft, right? Promoting a product. What are they promoting? What's the product? The device, okay? That device, that implant, that mark, okay? They're promoting that. That's why they knocked down the petrodollar, okay, which is the paper dollar, bringing in the central banking digital currency, okay, which you have these different blockchains. And what are they doing? They're doing a diligent search far as knocking Canada got hit, also in China, okay, and they're gonna come in with the device that they want to give them. Hey, you know, we're sorry we lost the money. We don't know how to track it. Hey, we got this universal basic income. We'll give you this certain amount. You just have to comply to our demands. They're advertising this, right? Yeah, brainwashing, ultimately, the process of pressuring someone into adopting a radical different beliefs by using systematic and often forcible means. And that's what they're doing. They're brainwashing you to, hey, there's this pestilence. There's always a boogeyman, okay? And for some reason, there's always a boogeyman, and for some reason, no one knows who the boogeyman is, except for the elect. This is the man of sin being revealed. He's being revealed, he's being exposed, and he knows that he has but a short time, so he has to come out with his propaganda, his think tanks, okay? His psyops, his Hegelian dialect, okay? Which are all what? Devices. So that's what I want to get. And the man of sin, okay, is the white man. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Kennedys. These are the ones that are advising iniquity upon our people because they have a perpetual hatred for us, right? And I'm speaking about they have a perpetual hatred for the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, or if you're of the speckled bird, because it's all about the spiritual temple, the spirit, building up the spirit. That's why it's so important to give our people warning, okay? That's why it's important to be on the highways and the byways, to be that spectacle. Okay, device.
Device.
Right? It says a thing made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electrical equipment. And what's that? That's ultimately their charagma, that mechanical device that they want to put inside of you, okay, to be able to control you and control your every move for a particular purpose. Is what? For you to be a slave. Implement. They want to implement the device, a tool or utensil or other piece of equipment specially used for a particular purpose. So they want to implement their guns. They want to implement their tanks. They want to implement their beast system, which is their philosophy of pedophilia, okay, Roman Catholicism, that's joined into, you got Babylon the Great, which is the mother of all harlots, that's joined unto the beast system, okay? And that's why this vibration is all around the world of the sovereignty, okay? Where you have no rights, you will own nothing and be happy, and they can call you a health risk. They're changing, they're knocking down their what is that? Their Bill of Rights, their amendments, their constitution. They're knocking down all of that, bringing in their draconian measures, okay? Which goes back to a Athenian ruler, going back to the Greeks, okay? That was known for his cruel dictatorship, okay? And what did he do? He always oppressed, first of all, the Israelites, okay? And they always had special laws for those that were Edomites, okay? When you go into it, and just look it up on Google, right? When you go into the actual information, right? A tool. So what's one of their tools? They're using the media to bring forth fear-mongering, okay, on the people, which we know there's going to be utter destruction, right? But their ways, they're getting on the simple people, those that have those slumber eyes. And the men of the Lord are what? Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. We're not ignorant of his devices, 2 Corinthians 2:11, okay? We're not ignorant of him devising iniquity, right? It says a device or implement, especially one held in the... What is that? A device or implement, especially one held in the hand, used to carry out particular function. What would be that particular function? You being the robot, you tracking them, tracking your carbon footprint. It's funny how it says in your hand. What it says, it will be implemented in your forehead or in your hand. An apparatus, a technical equipment, machinery needed for particular activity or purpose. An instrument. Aren't these the instruments of the churl? Isaiah 32, and I think, 6? The instruments of the churl, right? A tool of implement, especially one for delicate or scientific work. Yeah, and they're all about their science, okay? Because what are they pushing for? The 1 Timothy 6:20, where it speaks about science falsely, okay? And they want to implement their inventions on you, the people. Something typically or a process device that has been invented. Yeah, they invented this, but it's through Yahweh Shema Shai ultimately to judge the world. It says a plan, yeah, a method, a trick with a particular aim, and that's what these devils do because they are what crafty hunters. Okay, they are very crafty hunters, and they trick you through what their wiles of the devil, right? So there's like 4 or 5 scriptures that came up when I was thinking about that. Let me get a couple scriptures real quick. I'm going to go into some more definitions. This is, first we'll go here. And we'll just go straight to the point. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Who's the wicked? The son of perdition, Esau, Edom, the white man. Okay, how the Lord speaks is through his prophets. Okay, he gives us the words to be able to seek, and he set us over the nations to be able to judge. And expose this devil. Jeremiah 1:9. Then said Yahweh, put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yahweh said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. It says 10, see, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down and to build and to plant. And right now we're rooting out the devil. Now the man of sin is being revealed. Okay, pulling down strongholds, pulling Esau, Edom down from his lofty estate. To destroy, that goes into the hypersonic missiles, destroying him from the inside out, his economy, okay, his whole kingdom, and then ultimately the hypersonic missiles and our Lord Yahawashi destroying this place with the chariots of fire, with those laser beams. Okay, to build, the tabernacle of David is being built, starting with the head apostles at Great Millstone and the men on down that are pushing forth this word, bringing forth prophecy, bringing in the kingdom. Okay, to planting those seeds in the elect. Okay, as far as with the information with this word, and the Lord has given us what power to what judge. Okay, judge which is righteous and what is not righteous through the scriptures, raising up what kings and judges. Yep, right here. And what is I was watching Judge Dredd yesterday. Okay, what which is an old movie in the 90s with Sylvester Stallone, right? And what does the judge do? He brings forth a judgment through the law, through the commandments. Okay, Isaiah 1:26, and I will restore thy judges as the first, and thy counsels as the beginning. Afterward, they shall be called the city of righteousness and the faithful city. Okay, and that's going into the rulership, because the Lord's raising up, the prototypes of Yahawashi. If we're of the elect, prototypes of Yahawashi, so we'll be like Yahawashi, as far as spiritually discerning right and wrong. And that first church goes into what the Alahayim, which are the powers, which are the ones that were with Yahawashi in the beginning. And we're praying that we're of that number by laboring in this truth. So going back to 2 Thessalonians 2:9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. And so that is Esau Edom. He's Satan. Okay, he's the devil. He's adverse to righteousness. And I always bring this out. When you go into this word lying, it goes into pseudos. Okay, which is in the Greek.
Strong's G 5579. Pseudos.
Yeah, a conscious, intentional falsehood. So he's acting like he's trying to help you by giving you these warnings of these things that happen, but he's actually letting you know. He's actually, what I want to say, premeditating. Premeditating his past. He's letting you know, hey, this is my move next, so he can be able to say, hey, I told them, right? It says, in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. Yeah, so that's in a broad sense, what not it seems to be. So it seems like they're helping. Hey, get your go bag. Hey, there's going to be a nuclear attack, or this is what you should do if it happens, okay? And all these things are nothing but BS, because ultimately, again, the two mannerisms of the wicked are he wants to deceive you or he wants to kill you. That's all he was created for. That vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. Okay? And that's through what? His pseudos. And through his technology, he wants to be able to implement you with that device. Okay? Through what? Through fear-mongering. Through his EMPs, his blackouts. You go into these heating centers, these cooling centers, right? Through him pushing forth the heart, which is they can be able to control the weather. 1 Timothy 6:20, O Timothy, keep which I committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions to science falsely so called. So again, science means gonos, right? I think that means, right? Which means to know. And they don't know what these devices do. All they know, they bring forth hell, which is a condition played out on earth, and death. Yeah, that's in the, let's just get it for edification.
Strong's G 1108. Gnosis.
Yep. And what does it say right here? General intelligence. So they have general intelligence, but they don't know what the actual side effects, but they know it's not good, because you're not supposed to have no cuttings in thy flesh. Okay? And you're not supposed to also worship other gods. And you implementing certain things in your body, that's you serving other gods, because again, when you take that hot sauce, now you've been and now we're not saying that's the same thing. Okay, the hot sauce is the prelude to the charagma. Okay, they're two different things, but they're doing a diligent search with that. Okay, and with that, if you take that hot sauce, now you become whatever company that you took. Now you're a product of them. Okay. Oh, and then you have with the charagma, you have what they want to be able to have you be a product, which is the universal product code, okay, that they want to be able to scan whenever that you go somewhere, to be able to buy and sell. Okay, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a charagma, which is an implant in his hand. Okay, and that's what the time we're in. These are all preludes to it, through what their science, through their fear mongering, because that's what they want to push. They want to push forth their fear mongering, to have people in these certain internment camps, so where people are just gonna have, they're gonna bow down, and that's why it speaks about in this right here. This is Ephesians 6:12. I'm going to go into this word too. Ephesians 6:12. Yeah, right here. It says Ephesians 6:11. Put on the armor of Yahweh that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And what is the armor? This truth. Putting on this truth. Okay, that's that secret place. That's that refuge. That shelter is being engulfed, I want to say, being fervent in this word, because that's the only protection we have. Otherwise, this devil can come in. That's why it says, keep that eye singular. Singular on what? Keeping your mind singular on this truth. Occupied in psalms and hymns. Watching as well as praying, that you may be counted worthy in the day of judgment. Yeah, and who's the devil? The devil is Esau Edom, the white man. Okay? He is adverse to righteousness. He is as death, and he lives as hell. Want to get this word wiles.
Strong's G 3180. Methodiah.
Okay, their methods is to die. You know, cunning arts. Yeah, and what is their art? Hunter. They are hunters. And Apostle Rama did a beautiful lesson. He's been doing a couple lessons on far as Esau Edom, his blessing, his curse, and who he is. You know, brothers, check that out. Deceit, and that's what he's always pushing for, deceit. Okay, craft. Yeah, craft is a hunter. What they'll do is they'll put a fake deer in the woods, and then the other deer, you know, they'll spray it with, you know, whatever that they have on the deer, and then the deer come up to it, and then what is Esau Edom doing? He's sitting up in the tree, sitting in the lurking places, looking for prey. And who is his prey? The Israelites. Okay, then they'll have where they call for the ducks, right? They'll blow the horn, right? The whistle, and then the ducks come, and then what do? They shoot them out the air, and that's what they're doing with these different devices, with these techniques. They're hunting people down, because what his devil is what, like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. I might get that after this. So I want to get meta, which is what, your mind, right? Your metaphon, which is your forehead. Yet with, after, yeah, behind. So again, that's behind what? That's your VMAT2, your VMAT2 gene. So they're using trickery, enchantments to what? Get into your mind. Let me go back to that. I want to... What the hell? Oh, wow. So it just paused. Okay. Yeah, that's Esau Edom fucking with the... Okay, we're good now. So I want to go back into that word wiles. Yeah, so right here, this is the Greek 3598.
Strong's G 3598. Hadass.
Yeah, away. So they're guiding you away of what? Wickedness. It says of thinking or feeling or deciding. So they want you to decide their way. And how do they do that? By creating the way to go. By creating propaganda. Creating a road to go down. When the Lord said, broad is the way, right? Which broad is following what Esau Edom does. And narrow is the way that the righteous is going to go. And that straight is a what? Position of difficulty. Matthew 7:14. Yeah. 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's what we're doing right now. We're battling against, first of all, the flesh, but also Esau, Edom, and his enchantments and his trickery. But the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is blocking all these, far as these, I want to say, devices or technologies that these devils are coming with. And darkness, what means confusion? It says of ignorance respecting divine things and human duties, and occupying in ungodliness and immortality together with their consequent misery in hell. Yep, and that's what Esau Edom is meant to do, right? As we read in Revelation 6. That word is skotos.
Strong's G 4655. Skatas.
Okay, which is darkness, which is this is the land of darkness. So I want to get this word. It's actually principalities. Yeah, right here.
Strong's G 746. Arche.
Yeah, the Greek 746 arche, which the angels and demons. Okay. And that's what they're doing. They're pushing forth what enchantments on all the people. That's why, but because our 2/3 of our people are blind. They don't have that light that's on them. Okay, and they're blinded by what? The god of this world. And they're gonna go down right to these different camps, okay, to be able to seek help. And ultimately, they're gonna be caught up in these devices. This is 2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Okay, because our people are lost. They didn't know who they were. They were spiritually dead from the neck up. For in whom the God of this world, and that God, that's why it's in lowercase, is Esau Edom, okay, in the flesh of this world. He had blinded the minds of them which believe not. So the ones that don't believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, they're going to go down to these certain centers for help. They're going to fall for every trick that this devil has. Lest the light of the glorious gospel of a Mashiach is the image of Yahweh should shine unto them. So the image of our Lord Yahweh is Yahweh Shai, because he's the word, and we're supposed to be just like Yahweh Shai, perfect like him. Let's get that. Matthews 5:48. And the Lord's going to protect his elect. Matthews 5:48. Be there perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven perfect. So that's how we're supposed to be. And the Lord's going to put that hedge on us, because what we called upon his name. Psalms 91:9, because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, which refuge means shelter, even the Most High thy habitation. Thou shalt no evil befall thee. Yes, so no bad times. Now we're going to see a lot of death, but the Lord is going to preserve us. Thou shalt no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So the Lord is going to put that hedge of protection around his elect. And we're praying that we're of the number by being fervent in the spirit. So now that we looked up the word devices, right? And I just typed it in. So we're going to go through a couple this word device, because he has all sorts of things, that the instruments that he's pushing forth. Let me get that first. And they're all wicked. Okay? They're all wicked. Isaiah 32:5, the vile person shall no more. Yeah, and it speaks about Sirach 14:7, where it speaks about if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly, at last he will declare his wickedness. And right now, he's speaking with that smooth tongue. That's the spirit. What is that? 55, and we'll go 20. Yeah, we'll just go 21. Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So again, he's speaking with that slick talk, that double tongue. Hey, we put out a warning. Everything's okay. Meanwhile, they're creating mischief in the background, and it speaks about that. Micah 2:1. Woe, which means destruction, to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. Yeah, they've been given their portion. That's why King David said this right here. Psalm 17 and 8. Keep me as the apple of thy eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. For the wicked that oppress me, for the deadly enemies that can pass me about. They enclose in their own fat with their mouth. They speak proudly. They have compassed us in all our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey. It is where a young lion lurking in the secret places. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, but we have to what? Trust in the Lord. This is see, I had the spirit on me to. This is Psalms 119, because these devils are what compassing on all sides. I was just on me to 118 and 8. But we're not supposed to we're not supposed to go to the Egyptian for help. This is Psalms 118 and 8. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in men. You had to put confidence in Esau, Edom. Trusting in your Hellcat, trusting in your stick. Okay. It is better to trust in Yahweh than to put confidence in princes. Yeah, so not to trust in Pedo Joe, trust in Klaus Schwab, Yuval Noah Herrera, all these different occult personalities. Okay, it says 10, all nations could pass me about, but in the name of Yahweh, I will destroy them. So the Lord's going to destroy our enemies, because what they are compassing us about, right? It says, let me skip down to 12. They can pass me about like bees, okay? Because they're all around. You even have 2/3 of our people that are our own household shall be, you shall have foes of your own household. They're going to be coming up against us, right? Psalms 118 and 12, they can pass me about like bees. They quenched as the fire of thorns, for in the name of Yahweh, I will destroy them. Yeah, the Lord's going to what? Give us the power to be able to tread upon vipers and serpents. He's going to give us that spiritual power in the end to be able to fight all these super soldiers and different things that are happening. All these different bees, I want to say. So going back into it, this is so I got that. Yeah, Isaiah 32 and 5. The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. So when you go into that word churl, it goes into niggardly, okay, which means to what? Be a scoundrel, okay, to be what? To not be a giver, and it speaks about that. Isaiah 47. It speaks about a grape gatherer. Will he leave anything? He never leaves anything. And if he does leave something, it's probably poisoned, right? It says 6, for the vile person will speak violently. Let me read this in the NLT. For fools speak foolishness, and who's a fool? Those that don't believe in Hamashiach. Okay, Yahweh Shem Shai. For fools speak foolishness and make evil plans. They practice ungodliness and spread false teachings about Yahweh Shem Shai. They deprive the hungry food and give no water to the thirsty. Yeah, so they don't give you the truth. They give you these bullpit pork-eating pastors, like the one over there, that demon over there in Brooklyn, Lamar Whitehead, a false prophet, where he's rolling around in a Bentley, and then I believe that he devised a plan for those people to rob him, okay? And that was all set up so he can have publicity, okay? And that's what these people do. And then he put another video, just be out there, shine, do what you want. No, it says do as thy will is Ender Sakrali, which is the shaitan, okay? But Yahweh Shema Shai says, do the way that I told you to do. Okay, I'm gonna give you the things that you can be able to do that I will be able to save you. Okay, he didn't say do as thy will. Okay, it says Isaiah 32 and 7, the smooth tricks of the scoundrels, going back to that word niggardly, going back to the churl, are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just. Yeah, so even if you're doing following the law, such commandments to the best of your ability, what do? They call you extremists. They call you, they put you on the HR bulletin, on the DHS list, and call you what? A faith-based people were coming after you. Call you a cult. Okay, that's what this scoundrel does. So going back to those, we're gonna get a couple of these, and I want to wrap it up. right? So Job 5:12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Yeah, so that's going into the New World Order. And the fatness of their sufficiency, they shall be in straits. Okay, they're not going to be accomplish the things that they thought they were, which is implementing that charagma. Now they're going to get some people. That's but that Lord's going to intervene on his elect, the hour of temptation. Revelation 3:10. Job 21:27. Behold, I know your thoughts and the devices which you wrongfully imagine against me. So again, yeah, and Job means persecuted, which he would be considered the elect. Okay. It would be, reference to that, right? And we know his thoughts. We know his schemes that he's devising against us, right? Psalms 10:2. The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in devices that they have imagined. Yeah, so they're constantly always devising iniquity, and darkness. And it speaks about that, Isaiah 29:15. I'm not sure. I didn't bring it out in this lesson, but let me just get that. Isaiah 29:15, it says, therefore, behold, no, let me get 15. Woe, which means destruction, unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and the works are dark, and they say, who seeth this and who knoweth this? Yeah, first of all, the angels see you, okay, celestial angels, and then, the men of the Lord and the celestial bodies are seeing you, and we're giving back the word, giving back the inquisition on you devils and what you're doing. So that's who sees you. Okay, the Lord's eyes are what 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So this is let's see, Psalms 33:10. The Lord Yahweh bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people none effect. Yeah. So again, why did Psalms 2:1? Why did the heathen rage and they imagine a vain thing? They imagine to bring in the new world order, a one world religion, one world government. Okay, everyone together. And whenever that Nebuchadnezzar tried to do that in the Neo-Babylonian captivity, Nimrod tried to do that in the Babylonian captivity. Okay, and even Antiochus tried to do it in the Greek captivity. Okay, and what happened? They all went to naught. Psalms 37:7, rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him that prosper in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So we're not supposed to be, marveling at what he's doing, because again, his prosperity is ultimately for his destruction. Proverbs 1:31. Proverbs 1:31, therefore shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. That goes into our people. So those that, trusting in their Hellcat, they're trusting in their stick, they're trusting in their job, they're trusting in their woman. Okay, they're going to get caught in the devices. Proverbs 12:2, let's see. Let me go in the apocrypha, because I'm about to wrap it up. I got most of the let's see. Yeah, and I quoted that earlier. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant as devices. And I want to get one that's in, yeah, 2nd Ezra 9. Second Ezra 9. And what was that, 20? Oh, now this doesn't work. It's the devil, man. All right, so we're going to go. I got something for him. And these are the wiles of the devil, because they start messing with the, you know what I mean? The truth, but they can't. And that's why this is going to happen. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, and your daughter comes what after you. Okay, that's showing you that this is the modern day Babylon. Babylon means confusion, which is America, okay, which is the USA. Sit in the ground, there was no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, and the Chaldeans are the modern day Druids, okay, the enchantments, the month and prognosticators, okay. The warlocks, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Yeah, so you're going to get touched. It says, take the millstones, grind the mill, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Yeah, these devils are being exposed. Okay, their dress is up. Okay, and they're being shown that they're being shown what's actually under there, which is all sorts of diseases, right? 3, the nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, the shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance. I will not meet thee as a man. So our Lord is not going to meet you as a man. He's coming as an angelical force. He's coming coming with the Archangel Michael, which is a time of trouble like never before. And we'll end it right there. This is two scriptures. The Lord's coming with that great sword. Matthew 10:34, think that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Okay? The Lord's coming with that great sword. First, starting with this word. And what is this? What is the word doing? Cutting this place asunder. Because people hate righteousness. Okay? Daniel 12:1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, a great prince, which shall stand for the children of thy people. Who's those children? That's going to be the elect, that cry and sigh for all the abominations that are done upon this earth. It shall be a time of trouble, yeah, so a time of Jacob's trouble, an hour of temptation, all out chaos, such as never since there was a nation, even to that same time. And there it says, and at that time the people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And that's going to be the elect, and we're praying that we're of that number. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yarashai Ba'ashim and Kakwadash. Shalom to the elect. Kwame Ashala.